Hi, Aquarius. Welcome back to Peaceful Oracle. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your October monthly Oracle and Tarot card reading. So we already have some cards coming out for you, Aquarius. I just wanted to tune in and let you know what I was picking up on for you for this month. So I saw that you are going to be required to or asked to apply some analytical skills to solve some problems. So it's kind of like maneuvering your way around some issues where you're going to need to use some strategic, like a strategy to figure out the solution to a problem. The Seven of Wands just kept falling out as I was shuffling your cards. So it's pretty strong. And the Seven of Wands is exactly that energy. It's needing to use strategy, set your boundaries with maybe if there are certain individuals in your life, you might need to set some boundaries. But there's something about strategy for this month, something very like a calculated plan on how you want to move forward or how you want to deal with a certain situation. I also heard the word building. So maybe some of you are building something. You could be building even something physical. So maybe like building a home or building your career, something where you're building something and it's needing you to really kind of like sit down and weigh your options and budget and something like that. So I think this month is going to be, it's going to be a month where all your focus and all your energy is going to be upon building something. It may kind of create a little bit of stress. The Ten of Wands is taking on too many tasks and responsibilities is what I'm hearing for you, Aquarius. So maybe this will be a good month to really delegate some of those jobs to other people. I'm seeing some of you taking on like a consultant or taking on an advisor to help you sort through or navigate a situation or a project that you're working on. So I'm hearing don't take on everything yourself. Yeah. Okay. So they're also showing me that the Ten of Wands is, if you're feeling like you're carrying a heavy load on your shoulders or on your back, that it would be really part of using a strategic, part of imparting a strategic solution to the problem is by asking for help. That is part of the strategy. Or you may encounter someone that helps you do that, helps you kind of figure things out, helps you budget. I'm really strongly seeing a home, like maybe some of you are renovating a home or building a home, something like that. So maybe you're consulting like a contractor that can help you to figure out what's worth investing in and what's not. And same thing with like a business. If you're building a business, then, you can consult like someone to help you delegate certain tasks or taking on someone to help you with your finances or someone else to help you with your marketing, something like that. So it kind of feels like delegating is going to play a big role for you, Aquarius. Three of Wands. Wow. Okay. So it kind of feels like with the Three of Wands is usually a card of, sort of kind of taking a risk, kind of going out into the world and seeing where your options are or where you can go from here. It's kind of like he's looking out into the horizon and seeing what life has in store for him now. So some of you might be in a new beginning. I see that we have the Ten of Cups here. Ten of Cups is usually a symbolism of the home, usually of relationships, usually of things that are having to do with family, partnerships, building a home, that kind of thing. Usually a very positive, happy card. But it could also be just an underlying theme of some of you are coming from possibly some kind of dynamic where your home life is playing a big role in your life right now. And I kept feeling like home here. So like building a home or something. So maybe some of you have just bought a home and you're renovating it and that kind of thing. So let's keep going here, Aquarius. Some of you I'm seeing children. as some factor that's playing into maybe some of you are wanting children. Some of you might be interesting. Okay, so 7 of Cups. Some of you might feel a bit confused or conflicted. There might be just a lot of things on the table that need sorting out. I'm kind of feeling like or some of you could be coming from, because the 10 of Cups and the 7 of Cups are in the past positions here. So 7 of Cups is sometimes having like a foggy mind, not being able to choose between what, the right thing. Something in making choices and decisions. Excuse me. See what we have coming up for you in the future months here for Aquarius. Okay. Yeah, so it kind of feels like there is a strong focus on money as well. So some of you there may feel like you need to invest a lot of money into something. 4 of Pentacles is holding on to the money. It's holding on to your finances, being a little bit more frugal. I'm just trying to get all your cards out here so I have a clear picture. Hopes, dreams, and desires for Aquarius. Kind of feels like this month you're just really focused on just one thing almost. I don't feel like you have a whole lot of other things outside of that going on. So whatever, it really kind of feels like there's one project for some of you it could be within work, and others of you it could be within the home. Like it kind of feels like there's this new beginning, or there was this new beginning, or a new stage in life. Maybe not a new beginning, but it kind of feels like there was this new chapter, and you're trying to, and something has shifted or moved or progressed. So there's like there's like a leveling up, going to the next stage or next level. So not necessarily new beginning, but something has changed and shifted, or something has progressed onto like another level. And so there's some challenges, or I don't know if challenges is the right word necessarily, but something that you're needing to figure out here. Okay. Hopes, dreams, and desires. What is Aquarius wanting to accomplish? Okay. Queen of Cups. So I'm kind of feeling with the Queen of Cups that there might be a overwhelm emotionally with something. Maybe there's with this 10 of Wands, it could be just there's a lot going on, and there's kind of a need for trying to calm the emotions, trying to approach things in a very reserved. I don't know if reserved is the right word, but like kind of deal with the everyday, day-to-day issues in a very practical and calm manner. It kind of feels like, Aquarius, you want to approach the situation of whatever's going on around you with a sense of maturity and a sense of poise is the word I'm hearing. The Queen of Cups is a figure who is very compassionate, empathetic, but also has this loving, nurturing energy to her, so, tries to listen to all sides, tries to incorporate people's perspectives, but also has a very good handle or control over her own emotions. And she doesn't really let her emotions control her. It's the other way around, regardless of what's going on around her. So I feel like there's a need or want to try to you want to be able to deal with all the things that are coming with you in a certain manner is what I'm sensing. Okay, final outcome for Aquarius for the month of October 2021. Okay, and we have the Knight of Pentacles up here. I am using a different tarot deck for the confirmation cards or the clarifying cards here, which is a really beautiful deck called Mystical Moments Tarot. Okay, so let's look into the 10 of Wands and the 7 of Wands here. What do we need to know about the 7 of Wands and 10 of Wands for Aquarius for October 2021? I heard stand your ground. Ooh, okay. I'm seeing, there might be some kind of disagreement between priorities. So maybe there's something within like a partnership where like one person wants to invest in something or wants to put more money towards something or wants to put more energy towards something. And then you're wanting to put more energy towards something else. So there's kind of like at odds here and trying to balance both of those things. Interesting. Page of Cups. Okay, so it's going to be important to listen to your needs and also listen to another's needs here. There could be something about not feeling heard. There could be something about feeling like you're being ignored or vice versa, like one's voices are not being heard here. Page of Cups. Interesting. I'm also hearing solution. So there could be someone that comes with like some kind of advice or solution on how to handle or deal with something. This also could be in a relationship is what I'm seeing. So now I'm seeing a relationship that there might be some kind of dynamic within a relationship where one person feels like they're doing most of the work or they're carrying most of the weight. And I see that it could be you, Aquarius, where you're kind of leaning on another person to help you to listen to, or for them to listen to your problems or trying to help you sort through a dynamic. And it kind of feels like this advice or this advisor is kind of advising you on how to handle or navigate certain dynamics in a relationship. So that's what I'm kind of seeing with the Page of Cups. And I'm almost kind of seeing it as an advisor. So, it's like if you're having problems in a relationship, like with your partner, you go to like your parents and you ask them like, what should I do? This is a situation and how do I handle something like this? Like something like that. And it could also be in career, in business, but I kind of feel like I'm sensing there's more of an emotional thing here. Yeah. Okay. So what's really interesting here is in your overarching energy for the month, we have the 3 of Wands and then the 7 of Swords. So with the 3 of Wands, again, it's kind of like looking out and assessing where we want to go from here. It's also kind of starting a project and seeing what happens, like kind of seeing where something goes. So it's putting action towards something you've been planning out, something you've been trying to manifest. And it kind of feels like it's like a go time, like, okay, let's put this out there and see how this runs or see how this goes. So maybe some of you have invested in something and you're kind of looking out to see, like, let's see how this plays out. With the 7 of Swords clarifying that though, I kind of feel like be a little bit careful with people who are a bit selfish, to be honest. That is the overall energy of the 7 of Swords, where there's a little bit of this this selfish energy. But the thing with the Seven of Swords is that it often gets masqueraded as someone who puts on a mask of like, I'm your friend, or, I'm here to help you, that kind of thing. So, and I'm also kind of feeling like that might be on your mind. Aquarius, you might be looking at someone with that thought. Like, can I trust this person? Seems to be something off about this person. There seems to be something is not sitting right within you. Kind of feels like your intuition is actually showing some like red flags are starting to pop up. So that seems like it would be important to kind of tune into there, Aquarius. Something you're not trusting. And it feels like there's something you're not trusting in a project. Could also be a relationship, though. It kind of feels like those two are mingled, like a relationship and a project are kind of, one thing is affecting the other. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we got going on for the Ten of Cups here. What do we need to know? So Ten of Cups is in your past position here. So there's something within the home, something within a relationship here. Okay, so we have Ten of Cups and Five of Pentacles. Okay, so Five of Pentacles is feeling kind of left out in the cold, feeling unheard is the word that I heard. Feeling unheard, feeling. Five of Pentacles is oftentimes a loss of money. So maybe some of you are, again, for example, like I mentioned before, if there's, let's say you bought a house and there's renovations on the house, and it could have resulted in a loss of money, like where you need to spend a lot more money than you originally anticipated. So there could be something like that. It isn't your past position. So maybe that's something that has already transpired, something that has already happened. But it does kind of feel like you're coming from this energy of you might have taken something might have cost. I'm sensing like there's something that might have cost a little bit more than what you originally planned. So that kind of feels like the energy there. It does seem like money. Sometimes Five of Pentacles is not always money, but most of the time it is. But here it feels pretty literal, that there's something that might have just it costed more than what you were originally willing to spend there. Okay, Seven of Cups. What do we need to know about the Seven of Cups? The Emperor. Okay, so there could be a figure in your life that is, okay, I'm seeing this in two different ways. There could be someone in your life that has this Emperor energy. The Emperor energy is someone who often takes on a leadership role, someone who is an authority figure, someone who feels like they are responsible for the group. So a very commanding, authoritative. Oftentimes in its darker times, the Emperor can often show up as someone who is very controlling and someone who can, not really, I'm hearing has the last word. So there could be someone that is in your sphere that is portraying that energy, and it could be causing you to feel a bit confused, feeling a bit lost, not really knowing where to, how to like navigate that dynamic, because it's like you want what you want, but it's difficult for you to maybe express that because there is maybe another character in your story that tends to veto out some of the things that you're wanting in your life. So it kind of feels like there's this also, like, if, for example, okay, I'm also seeing that some of you might be at work where, there might be a lot of ideas or projects that you want to put out, but your boss always just kind of like, pushes them to the side and doesn't really give you the green light to do any of them. And it could really create this confusion of, do I even want to stay here? Do I want to work here? Because I'm feeling like there's this need to want to express, there's this need to want to create something for yourself, but you're kind of feeling a bit blocked by outside circumstances. whether that's funds, money, or, an individual or a couple of individuals in your life where you kind of feel like there's a lot of people not really listening to you, or kind of you feel like you're not being heard. So that's the energy that I'm sensing here. And then the other angle that I saw the Seven of Cups and the Emperor is that for some of you who are feeling confused, who are feeling, not, if you have like many choices on the table, you have this like this mental fog up in your mind. The Emperor is kind of coming in as instructing you to get very clear about your goals and where you want to go from here. So it's almost kind of like pushing you to get off the fence and make a decision or make a choice. Because I'm sensing that the longer you sit in this dream-like state up in the mind, the more confusing things are going to become. So it almost kind of feels like the Emperor is coming in as a energy that the Spirit wants you to embody, to get you out of the Seven of Cups state. Yeah, so some of you might need to be a little bit more firm and very like goal oriented. And Aquarius, you're good at that. Aquarius, you're usually pretty goal oriented. You're very focused on, accomplishing things. You're very, you're good at having insight into a specific thing that you want to accomplish. Very focused there. So it's I'm kind of almost seeing like the Emperor coming in and saying like, it's time to apply those skills of, making an executive choice or making an executive decision. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to stop playing around with all of these things. I'm 99% sure that this is the one I'm going to go with. I'm going to stop. It's almost like stop overthinking. That's what I'm seeing. Like you're kind of overthinking it. It's like the more you kind of play around with the pros and cons of which way to go, it's almost making you even more confused. So the Emperor is kind of coming in and trying to push you into, what you want to do. What you're just scared of making the wrong choice. So it's kind of like I'm hearing the Emperor is like, don't be afraid of making the wrong choice. You know what you know. So just kind of take that risk and go in, or it's more of like a calculated risk, right? Like you're pretty sure this is the direction you want to go in, or this is what you want to invest in, or that kind of thing. So it kind of feels like the Emperor is coming in saying, get off the fence. Okay, Four of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the Four of Pentacles for Aquarius for the month of October? So Four of Pentacles, I'm actually hearing, let me see here. Some of you are wanting to be a bit more conservative with your spending, is what I'm seeing. Let's see what the clarifying card has to say. This reading seems to be a lot about funds and money. Okay, we have the Judgment. And we also have the Queen of Swords here. Okay, so Queen of Swords is someone who is very knowledgeable in terms of how things work. Very insightful, very dominant in the analytical sphere. So there is something in where you're needing to kind of look at something in a more practical sense and a more realistic sense. Or it could also be something that you are doing. And with the Judgment card, what I'm sensing is there could be something that you're really wanting, but you are afraid to say you want that because you're being too analytical about it. And it's kind of causing you to hold on to your money or your finances. Ooh, interesting. Okay. I kind of feel like with the Judgment card and the Queen of Swords here, actually, you know what? Let me do this because this is what I usually do, don't I? Okay. So with the Four of Pentacles, I'm going to lay the cards like this so we can see them clear. Okay, so we have the Judgment card, the Four of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. What I'm hearing is that there's something within you telling you that, because Judgment is the card of inner truth. It's the card of being honest with yourself. It's the card of seeing things for what they really are and calling them out. You can see that she has this beautiful long horn in her hands and she's sounding the horn. And it's her standing in her truth and vocalizing and saying what she really wants, being very communicating in a assertive way. And what I'm sensing is there could be part of your intuition or your heart telling you to maybe hold on to your money, maybe hold on to something of significant value to you, something that would provide stability and security for yourself. So maybe there might be like the Seven of Swords here. Maybe there's someone that's trying to convince you to invest in something that maybe you're not entirely comfortable investing in. But they're kind of like forcing you or kind of really pushing you to do something out of your comfort zone. So I'm kind of sensing here that it's going to be very important for you to honor and listen to what you are comfortable in putting out. And I think that that Spirit is wanting you to take that Queen of Swords position. I really feel like Aquarius, you do actually do a pretty good job of being the Queen of Swords. Not only is Queen of Swords a air sign, just like you, I also kind of feel like you're good at really being able to analyze a situation and going into it in a very practical sense and doing things that are not too out of your comfort zone. So I really feel like you're going to be taking that position and that role this month and staying true to yourself and staying true to what makes you comfortable and not allowing other people to push you in a direction you're not comfortable going in. And that could also apply for a relationship where, you might be dating someone, or you may just have dated someone and they're really eager to already move in with you, and split up the finances or something like that, or join bank accounts, and you're not entirely comfortable doing that. And that makes sense because you're a very independent sign. I mean, you like your space, you like your individuality. And it could be that where you feel like there are individuals or some kind of dynamic that's kind of threatening that space or that independence or individuality. So boundaries are going to be really important here. And that brings me back to the Seven of Wands, because you did have the Seven of Wands as your right here. And Seven of Wands is also the card of boundaries. You see, he's kind of setting out these wands around him, kind of saying, this is my space and I'm not comfortable with certain things that you're trying to get me to do. So boundaries are going to be really important for you, and listening to your inner truth, like being very honest with yourself and then communicating that honesty with another person or with whoever you need to speak with. I kind of feel like there's something about you communicating this month about what you're willing to do. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. All right. So in your present emotions here, we have Two of Pentacles, which is again, choosing between where you want to put your energy or your money. So again, we have Pentacles, where you want to put your focus, some work, you're choosing, there's choices here, you're balancing, you're also kind of balancing, might be balancing funds for something that's requiring you to spend money on. Two of Pentacles is also movement. So some of you could be traveling. There might be a travel expense that's coming up. So you're kind of balancing out, do I want to go? It's a little bit more, or I want to go here. Something having to do with movement and balancing out how much you're willing to spend on that. Well, let's see what we have for the Two of Pentacles for Aquarius for October 2021. I heard like balancing your checkbook in a symbolic way, I guess. Yeah. Ooh, Six of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So some of you might be moving. Six of Swords is the card of movement, but it's also the movement of, it's kind of moving into calmer waters. Yeah, moving into calmer waters. So some of you could have been coming from maybe a more of a tumultuous period in your life, and there could be this need to want to move or move out of a situation, move out of something that has weighed heavily on you or that is weighing heavily on you. So to get out of kind of like this. Yeah, I'm seeing you're wanting to leave a possibly a toxic situation, something that's kind of causing a bit of mental unrest with the Six of Swords. That's usually what the Six of Swords is kind of moving out of tumultuous waters into calmer waters. But it doesn't but it has a vibe to it of kind of leaving something that really took a toll on you or that was very mentally exhausting. So it has that vibe to it. So there is a need for you, or there's a want from you, Aquarius, to want to move into a place where it's a little bit more calm. I want to pick one more because I want to know what this is about. Let's clarify the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. What else can Aquarius know about the Two of Pentacles and Six of Swords? I'm also hearing, again, follow your intuition, follow your North Star. I'm really being drawn to that North Star. And I'm sensing that, Aquarius, there's going to be a spark of your intuition this month. Your intuition is going to be high. And there's going to be, like, those red flags are going to be really sounding the alarm this month. And for some of you, I'm hearing that your inner alarm system is not always like in your mind. Sometimes it's in your heart, and sometimes it's in your gut. So you know different signs will feel it in different places and are different people. I mean, everyone feels these intuitive hits in different areas. So knowing where you get that hit from and being able to recognize it, for me, I always get it in my solar plexus. If my solar plexus starts to kind of flare up and I get all super anxious and I feel like my stomach is in knots, that's how I know that something is trying to tell me something. Like my inner intuition is trying to tell me something. I may not always know exactly what it's trying to tell me in that moment, but it does always come out. And and I do my best to kind of listen to that when it happens instead of when it's too late. So I'm sensing that it's going to be important for Aquarius to tune into, where in your body do you tend to detect when something is wrong, and to tune into that this month, because I feel like it's going to try to tell you something. So listen to that. It's going to be your guidance. It's going to be your North Star, your guidance system. So to anchor to that, just like in the image here where she's anchoring to the star, that's going to tell you where to move and where to go. Oh, yeah. Okay. So maybe you need to take some time alone. Some of you may find that you need to kind of get away from a situation and you need to take some time out for yourself. Maybe there's been something that's been really stressful and you're not ready to make a decision or a choice, or something has really caused you to think about things, second guess something. So it'll be good to, I'm sensing from Spirit that it may be a good month to spend more time with not necessarily being alone, but just away from a specific situation or from specific people that are contributing to this distress, or something that's kind of confusing you or causing you to feel conflicted on the inside. So some of you may take a retreat. Some of you may go on a vacation. Some of you may, I'm seeing some of you wanting to be around friends, or wanting to be around people, but at the same time, it could be you're wanting to be around people who make you feel really good and who make you feel empowered, and more of a detachment away from some of the situation, or someone who's kind of creating some disturbance. I also heard, as I was looking into the Hermit card there, I'm also seeing that if you have to kind of be around some people and there's no getting away, what I heard was, take some frequent breaks, or take some frequent rest periods, like away from whatever situation, and then come back to it, so allow yourself that luxury of being able to walk away for just a few minutes, like especially even if you're at work and it's like a toxic work environment or something. See if you can kind of take these frequent breaks, go outside, get some fresh air, and even do like a quick 5-minute meditation or something in your car, something like that, where it will help you to recenter and reground and help you manage throughout the day some of these overwhelming or intense experiences if you're surrounded by that. So that's what I'm kind of sensing from that card. Okay. So in your environmental sphere, we have the 9 of Wands. So again, this is boundaries. This is setting boundaries from knowing how a specific situation works or how it's run. I mean, if you can see, he looks injured. He looks like he's come from something, or he has learned some significant life lessons and he's learned how to protect himself. So he's setting up those boundaries for himself. So this kind of feels like there's something on the outside that you're wanting to protect yourself from. Something that I keep feeling like there's something intrusive and you're not liking it, Aquarius. Something intrusive. So being very strong with your boundaries, distancing your energy. I'm also sensing something, and I feel like I'm being drawn to the Queen of Cups here, is emotional control. I'm sensing that your reactions are going to determine how much energy you give a specific thing. It could be a person, it could be a situation. But having that emotional control is going to serve you very, very well this month. It's going to protect you from giving away or having like that energy just spill over and then you feel depleted. So I feel like this month it's going to be important for you to set some boundaries. I'm also hearing don't overgive. Don't overgive. Don't be overly giving too much information to someone or to a certain situation. Being very reserved in how much information. There's almost kind of like a secretiveness to the 9 of Wands here that I'm sensing, like being very private. What does Aquarius need to know about the 9 of Wands? October 2021. So I'm hearing that you could be working on something really big, something really cool, something that just really, something that really inspires you. But I'm also hearing to be careful with who you share that information with. Be careful who you share your projects, your ideas, things that inspire you. Kind of reserve it for those who it's safe with. Yeah, the Emperor. Okay, interesting. So again, it could be with someone who is quite controlling. It could be someone that kind of demands information from you, someone that likes to be in control, someone that likes to take over. And I'm seeing that, with the 9 of Wands, it's going to be important for you to set your boundaries with those people. You don't owe anyone anything, really. You don't. And especially with individuals who like to kind of intrude and, like to know what you're up to and want to know. There's some kind of tricky energy around you, Aquarius, this month. There's something that is kind of tricky to navigate, something that you're going to need to really set your boundaries and stay very vigilant with. I'm also sensing that with the Emperor, again, just like the Emperor with the 7 of Cups, is to be very assertive and to regain control over a specific situation. So it's going to be important that you're the one who holds the reins in October, that you feel like you're in control. And I really feel like you're going to be, Aquarius. I feel like you're going to do it. I hope I'm not overwhelming the message as in a warning. I think you're actually going to be you're going to embody all of these things. That you're going to be the Queen of Swords and you're going to speak your truth and you're going to be very assertive. You're showing up as a very powerful, assertive authority figure this month. And I'm seeing that you're not really taking anybody's stuff that they're trying to put on you. And I'm also seeing that you're going to see through people's facade or see through people's tricks on how they are trying to control or manipulate the situation. Yeah, I think you're going to be very tactful and very good at that. Okay, what do we need to know about the Queen of Cups? What would help Aquarius embody the Queen of Cups this month? So I'm also seeing that your wisdom is going to come, like the Queen of Cups is showing up as a symbol of wisdom. So knowing why people are the way they are is going to help you to not take things personally. That some people are just a certain way, and it could be just from their own programming or their own immaturity or their own journey in self-development and growth. And they may not be in the same place that you're in. You might be someone who has done a lot more work on yourself and understands yourself way better than they have done on themselves. So it's going to be something where you see that and you understand that. And so there's no need for you to, you're not going to see it as a situation if you encounter someone that seems to be projecting some kind of energy onto you. I'm not seeing you taking it personally. I'm seeing you kind of just looking at that person and just feeling like, well, they are like this because of this. And I know that it's not about me, that it's about them. And this is just a projection. So I don't have to take this on. I don't have to internalize what other people think of me. Yeah. Page of Swords, beautiful. And I love that. I love the Page of Swords showed up here because Page of Swords is, again, exactly what I said. If you look at all these books, it's like he has learned and studied a lot about probably himself because it's being clarified with the Queen of Cups here. So it's like you have done the work in understanding a specific situation or understanding yourself. And the more you understand, the better understanding you have of the situation, of understanding other people and understanding yourself and this interaction, these interpersonal relationships with other people. And so I feel like this month, if you come across some characters who are exhibiting some of these traits of trying to intrude in your business or trying to, overpower a situation or trying to, put on like this false mask so they can, extract information from you, something like that. I kind of feel like you have done the work to understand who these people are or what this dynamic is. And you're going to be seen as someone who holds like this Queen of Cups energy where, you're very compassionate, empathetic, and there's no need for you to react because you understand a dynamic or a situation very well. And in that way, you're able to sit in your seat of power. So I kind of feel like Aquarius, you're actually going to be in a seat of power this month. You're going to be very powerful, but in a beautifully intrinsic way as well. I mean, you may also show it on the outside where people start to see you and they see this empowerment or this growth within you. But you're also going to be able to feel it and see it in yourself. So this is a very empowering month for you, Aquarius. This is really beautiful. And even if there are challenges, it almost feels like you're just going to face them with so much integrity, which is just really, really beautiful, Aquarius. Okay, so the final outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, and I just realized, or just reminding me, I didn't turn over the deck here. Okay. All right, so we have the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck there, which again is a selfish energy, which is the same as the Seven of Swords. It's not the same, but it's very similar as the Seven of Swords. It's, someone kind of wanting something all to themselves or kind of playing, I'm hearing like an unfair fight, the Five of Swords, and I'm hearing like it's an unfair fight or it's an unfair advantage is what I heard. Someone has like an unfair advantage. Interesting. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the Knight of Pentacles for Aquarius, October 2021? Two of Swords. Yeah. So again, feeling a bit confused, not really sure which one to pick. And also boundaries. Two of Swords is also about boundaries, kind of like holding still and holding firm in, like, if you don't know what you want to pick, you're not going to choose anything right now, because you don't want to make the wrong choice. So there could be someone that comes in with some kind of offer with the Knight of Pentacles, someone that you, it could be also in a relationship. It could be someone who, the Knight of Pentacles is someone who is, if this is another person, for example, the Knight of Pentacles often shows up as someone who is invested or interested in building strong foundations, right? So they're kind of in this building stage of their, they want to create a nest egg, or they're working towards it. It's a slow progress, but they're focused and they're determined on that. So there's potential for stability there. And, but they're not completely there yet. There's a lot of promise. There's a lot of, like, this is what I plan on doing, and this is what I'm kind of working towards, but it's not the King of Pentacles. I haven't reached that level of stability or strength yet. It's this ongoing thing where we're working on it. And it could also be a dynamic within yourself where you're kind of working on this goal that you have of building this strong foundation for yourself. So Aquarius, you could also be in this place of Knight of Pentacles. And there could be something where, on this path where, there could be something you're choosing in between and you're kind of stuck at a crossroads. So I kind of feel like here there might be a standstill in a situation or in a decision. Like you're not really sure which one to pick. So you're kind of, again, on the fence about something. Very interesting. Let's see what we have at the bottom of the deck here. The sun. Beautiful. Okay. I like that. I like how we have the sun here. Sun often brings with it clarity, having the sun shine a light on a certain situation. So there could be some, I think overall, this message here is telling me that there could be something that has caused you to stop and think about something for a second. There could be your alarm systems are going off and you might be not trusting a specific characters that are around you. And there may be some important decisions that you want to make, but you want to make sure that they are in line with your truth, like what you really want for yourself. So I feel like in the month of October, Aquarius, you may have an opportunity for some important things that have been on the fence to come to light with that sun card. Something that finally gets revealed, maybe some confusion. And I really like that we have the Seven of Cups in the past position. So there may be an opportunity for something that has confused you, something that you haven't been able to really figure out is going to come to light and is going to get cleared up. So be prepared for realizations or things finally making sense, or like the pieces kind of falling together or falling back into place so you can move forward positively. So I really like that the sun card's there because it's very reassuring. The sun card is a very, very reassuring card. So I really love that. This is really nice. Okay. Let's pick out a guidance card for you, Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know for the month of October 2021? Okay. Oh, wisdom. Beautiful. Kind of really, I was just immediately drawn to the Page of Swords here that we got earlier with the wisdom card. Don't you love that? How they're both standing on books. This is just tuning in and trusting your inner knowing. It really, really, and also the Hermit here as well. The Hermit is also about tuning in, going inward and following that inner truth, and also the Judgment too. There's a lot of truth cards here. So this is trusting what you know, trusting your intellect, trusting all that you have learned and all that you have acquired up until now. And that will set you free is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that there's something that like following some kind of North Star, following that path, following what feels right to you is going to lead you. So it's almost like an everyday thing, really trusting yourself and trusting your intuition, because there is something, there is something that you are aware of, something that you know more than maybe some of the other people in the room or some other people in the situation. So you're going to be having a strong leadership position this month, but I'm not seeing it as in you're kind of like leading a team of people, but it kind of feels like you're commanding in a very graceful way, kind of like in the Queen of Cups. You're commanding, look, these are my boundaries, or this is what I'm willing to do, and this is not what I'm willing to do. And I see people respecting that, even if there are some people coming in that are trying to manipulate you in some way or take something from you in a certain way. So very beautiful. Okay, let's go into your challenge cards, Aquarius. This card really reminds me of, where was it? Yes. It reminds me of this one, the Six of Swords, because it's like, she's on a boat and she's looking to the stars to guide the way. And it's like there's this movement. So there may be something strongly with movement or moving or traveling this month as well for some of you. Some of you may find yourself traveling or moving somewhere. So I feel like that's going to play a role for you this month. Travel, movement, or moving somewhere. Okay, what is Aquarius's challenge card for this month of October 2021? Freedom. Yeah, so feeling like you are, this is really important for you, Aquarius. I know it's important. Freedom is important for everybody, but I feel like for Aquarius, if you don't feel free, it feels like suffocating. It feels like, it's like you can't stay there long. Like you won't be able to really survive in that kind of environment for long if you kind of feel like there are people around you that are really controlling your decisions or your choices or how you get to do something. And I feel like that's going to prompt some kind of shift or change for you. It's like creating some kind of discomfort to try to get you to move out of a situation that may prove to be even more challenging down the road. So there may be something like that comes up for you, Aquarius, where you're being prompted to move out of something that you're starting to see is something that might be showing a different face or a different side than what you previously have thought it was. So it could be a person, let's say you're in a relationship with a person, you thought that they were some type of way, and then you're kind of in a relationship with them for a little bit longer and you're starting to see some mask come off, or you're starting to see that something about them is not entirely truthful, or there's some kind of manipulation or some kind of mask that someone is wearing that they think they can get away with, and I see you just completely seeing through them. So and then you're trusting your intuition on that and planning accordingly and in a very strategic, tactful way on how to navigate your way out of that dynamic or out of that situation. You got this, Aquarius. You're in a seat of your power this month. So whatever comes up for you, just trust your instincts and you'll know the way. You'll know how to get yourself out of that and you'll see it. And I don't see you being taken for the ride. I don't see you, I see you actually calling the person out on whatever they're trying to pull, or just being very aware of it and just protecting yourself and, trying to navigate around that. Okay. Let's see what we have coming up for you that you can look forward to, Aquarius. What can Aquarius look forward to in the month of October 2021? I heard the word dream. Acting on your dreams. Or your dreams returning to you. Oh, how beautiful. Something clearing. like the clouds clearing. They're bringing me back to the sun. So the clouds clearing the way and your dreams coming back. Oh, beautiful. It's like the sun usually comes out also when it's like the peace after the storm. That's what I always say. Miracles. Wow. Beautiful. Something finally healing. That's what I heard. So some of you may find that something that's been there for a really long time is finally healing or finally making its exit. Wow. Significant. Very, very powerful. It's like a powerful healing. It's almost as if this inspiration to kind of like stand up for yourself or to stand your ground or set your boundaries is not just setting your boundaries, but it's also you showing yourself what you're capable of. It's also showing you how strong you are. It's showing you how intuitive you are and that you do got this and that you don't need another person to tell you what you need or what you don't need, that you can take care of things on your own and you're strong enough and smart enough and wise enough to be able to do that and to know how to handle certain situations because you've been through so much and you've learned, you've acquired a lot of knowledge and wisdom to help you navigate your way through tough situations or kind of sticky situations. So I kind of feel like not only will you pass this month with flying colors like the rainbows in the miracle card, but it's also going to be showing you a lot about yourself, that you're a lot stronger than you thought you were or you give yourself credit for. So there's going to be some really beautiful insight there and flexibility. Yeah, flexibility. So I just kind of feel like there's, again, this kind of goes with the Queen of Cups where just kind of understanding that some people just are not in the same place that you're in terms of your development. So maybe some of you, just like the Page of Cups here, you could be dealing with more of like an immature energy or someone who is self-centered or selfish, that kind of thing. So being able to navigate around that and not giving too much of your energy to that is going to prove as a benefit for you this month, where you're not concerning yourself with it. You understand where they're at and you're not taking it on or personally. So that's going to be a source of power and strength for you as well, by not taking in or internalizing other people's behaviors towards you. So that's going to be really good. I'm also hearing with the flexibility card that if some of you are working on a project, that something may change or you may have to compromise on something, like you wanted it some way. Like, for example, if you're renovating your house, maybe they don't have the specific tiles that you kind of wanted, but there's something kind of similar to it, but it works. And maybe that ends up saving you some money or something like that, where it's kind of, I see you being asked to like adjust yourself a little bit based off of what is available. So that's going to also help. Okay. Oh, and I do have one more new deck here. I just thought this was a really cute deck. Just a little bit extra inspiration for you. So what is Aquarius's inspirational card for the month of October 2021? Impeccability. Oh, beautiful. I am impeccable in my thought, word, and deed. Yeah. I see you being very clear and concise. And this brings me back to the Queen of Swords here. Being very articulate with your words, being very communicating in a way that just makes your intentions and where you're coming from very, very clear. You're going to be on your game. You're going to be very, very precise and focused this month, which is beautiful. I think that's exactly where you like to be, Aquarius. Okay. What is Aquarius's power animal for the month of October 2021? Okay. going to pick the top one here. We have many, many that fell out. So kind of feel like this is your card here. Dove, Spirit, be peace. And again, it's just being able to know where to put your energy and what's just not worth it to you. There is a lot of royal energy here because we have lots of kings and emperors and queens. And I kind of feel like you, Aquarius, will be in a strong place of power this month. I kind of feel like you're going to be kind of commanding the chess pieces on the board. You're going to be the one that calls the shots. You're going to be in the leadership role here. And I kind of feel like if there's other people that are trying to take the leadership role, it's going to be like, no, I'm in charge. So there's this strong authoritativeness to you this month, Aquarius. So what I would say to that is to balance that out with compassion and generosity and empathy and knowing like when to be what. And I think you're going to do that. I really do think that that's going to be your power and your strength this month is to balance those two out. So this is a really powerful and beautiful month. I think there's a lot of progress forward and there's a lot of strategy that you're going to apply this month to navigate yourself out of October. So, but I think that it's going to be very productive as well. You're going to get a lot done and you're going to come out the other end feeling super accomplished. And I'm seeing that as we go into possibly November and December for you, Aquarius, that you may find yourself in a place of abundance, because you planned October so well and you navigated these even September, I sense the same energy. So perhaps in September as well, you were very good at really planning and being very careful and organized. So I'm kind of feeling like that planning and organization is going to serve you very well in the next few months going forward, where you'll be able to enjoy and kind of indulge a little bit more and relax and spoil yourself a little bit is what I'm sensing. So this is going to be an important month for you, Aquarius, because you're going to see a side to yourself that you're really going to enjoy and appreciate. So beautiful month ahead, Aquarius. I hope this reading was helpful and I wish you all the best and I'll see you next month for November. Bye, Aquarius.